Okay, so what's good, YouTube? My name's Coach KG. In today's video, we're gonna be creating a beginner's guide in order to learn how to play the Timey Wimey Doctor Who Commander Precon. By the end of this video, what you're going to learn is how to play this deck properly, as well as the mind strategy necessary in order to win games with this commander deck. Commander deck is inside this box over here. I already opened it up and I already shuffled the deck. I'll even cut it over here just so you guys watch me cut the deck. Also, keep in mind that these are not sleeved. If you are new players, I would recommend that you purchase card sleeves to protect your cards. Some cards are worth a lot of money and you need sleeves to protect your investment. At some point in the near future, this channel is going to be sponsored by Ultimate Guard. This is going to be the part where I tell you to purchase Ultimate Guard products, because Ultimate Guard creates sleeves and deck boxes to keep your cards protected. So if you would like to do that at some point in the future, there's going to be an Ultimate Guard link in the bottom of this video. But until now, I have no Ultimate Guard sleeves, so it's going to look like this, and we're just going to have to deal with it. So the two commanders that we have inside this commander deck are Rose Tyler and the 10th Doctor. Rose Tyler reads that she's going to get +1/+1 for each time counter on her, and whenever she attacks, you're going to put a time counter on her for each suspended card that we own, which will make sense in the future. I'm sure the 10th Doctor reads, whenever we attack, so we attack with anything, we exile cards off the top of our library until we reveal a non-land card, which will make sense in the future. We put 3 time counters on that card, and then we can pay 7 mana to time travel 3 times, which will make sense in the future. Just to save time, we're not going to talk about it right now, but let's just keep that in mind. I will say right away, just right off the bat, as a strategy, within these two, you would look at this and Rose Tyler costs 2 mana, and one would say, well, if she costs 2 mana, I might want to play her first and then play the 10th Doctor. What I'm going to recommend that you do is that you wait to play Rose Tyler until you have a ton of cards suspended, so that when you attack with Rose Tyler, she immediately gains a bunch of counters, and instead of attacking for just 2 or 3 power in the beginning of the game, she can attack for 7, 8, or 9 damage. So in other words, play the 10th Doctor first. What we're gonna do is go ahead and draw 7 cards. This is what we do when we play Magic the Gathering. And we'll go from there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And our opening hand is a girl in the fireplace. That sounds like a nice place for a girl to be. Regenerations restored. A plains, nice. Psychic paper, which is an equipment. A land, and then coward, and the K word. So what we're gonna do is choose, when I look at this, we're gonna keep this because Regenerations Restored acts like a source of scry, which is kind of like card draw. We also have the Psychic Paper here, which is gonna make Rose Tyler unblockable, which is gonna be cool. And Girl in the Fireplace does 7,000 things that I don't feel like reading. So we're just gonna go with this, and we're gonna keep this opening hand. So we're going to draw our first card. So first card, first turn, sponsored by Ultimate Guard at some point in the future. We're gonna draw into a Sun-Baked Canyon. So we have a Sun-Baked Canyon, so I think we want to get down Regenerations Restored as quickly as possible. So let's just play the Prairie Stream, let's just play the Prairie Stream tapped. And then we're gonna pass a turn because we don't have anything else to do here. We'll untap and we'll draw into a Temple of Triumph, which is a tap land. So we'll wait to play that. We'll play the Plains. We'll tap 2. We'll get down Regenerations Restored. Now this says, whenever 1 or more time counters are removed from this card, we are going to scry 1 and then gain 1 life. So I'm gonna put 6 dice. So at the beginning of my upkeep, we're gonna remove counters from this card. So when we pass the turn and it goes back to your turn, new players, we untap our card, we go to our upkeep. So any upkeep triggers, this is gonna go down by 1, so it'll be 5. We are then going to scry 1, which means we look at the top part of our library. I'm gonna choose to say that I don't want this card in my hand, and I'm gonna scry it to the bottom, and then we're going to draw a card for turn. Everything comes to dust. So we can see some Daleks in the background there, which is pretty cool. We're gonna now put a land into play, preferably untapped. So I'm just gonna take this mountain and play that mountain. And then we're gonna tap 3 and play a girl in the fireplace. So when a girl in the fireplace enters the battlefield, we're gonna create a 1/1 human noble creature token with vanishing 3. So allow me to find that token, which is gonna be this token right here. But where's the fun in using the tokens when we can make our own tokens? Keep in mind, guys, that Ultimate Guard also makes products that allows you to draw and create your own tokens. So we're gonna get rid of this human noble token and we're gonna create our own. You see, and now we have our human noble, and you know she's noble because she's saying that she's noble. And now what we're gonna do is just pass a turn there, okay? We're gonna untap, okay? And then we go to our upkeep, which means that we remove another counter here, right? And then we're gonna scry a rotating fireplace, which is a card that I'm gonna keep this rotating fireplace. So I'm gonna scry this to the top and then I'm gonna draw for turn. So we keep the rotating fireplace. We're gonna use this as an opportunity to Temple of Triumph. This enters the battlefield tapped, right? So we're gonna scry, oh wait, so before we even do that, the girl in the fireplace is gonna trigger again. And we're gonna create a 2/2 horse. For the sake of time, I'm just gonna grab the horse and put the horse onto the battlefield. So now our human noble also has a horse. You're not noble if you don't have a horse. And then we're gonna play our Temple of Triumph tapped, which is gonna allow us to scry one again, right? You guys are getting good lesson on scrying. A sonic screwdriver. I actually think I wanna keep that on top because I can make a creature unblockable. Well, we have a source of unblockable. Guys, keep in mind, like, if you draw this card pairs really well with Rose Tyler. So the only reason that I'm gonna put this on the bottom is because we have a psychic paper in our hand and it does the same thing. So that's the only reason why I'm putting that there. Otherwise, you may want to keep that card because it's gonna make Rose Tyler unblockable. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna go ahead and tap 3 and we're gonna play a tap the rotating fireplace. Also notice, new players, that we're not attacking. I'm not talking about attacking at all. We're using our human noble. This does have vanishing 3 actually, so this should be at 2 counters, which means once this gets to 0, this is going to vanish. It's no longer gonna appear. And then we're going to pass a turn. We'll untap here, okay? This also has a counter on it as well. So we're gonna go to our next turn. We're gonna scry. We got Donna Noble that says whenever a creature Donna is paired with this dealt damage, you can deal that much damage to target opponent, which is a good way to deal damage to people. I'm not too sure if this is going to help us put a ton of suspend into play, so I'm not too sure if I really care about Donna. So I'm going to scry Donna to the bottom. Peace out, Donna. And then I'm going to draw for turn into an Evolving Wilds. We probably should have kept Donna because this card is not as good as probably what Donna would have done. But we can put a land into play here. Okay, and now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana. Okay. If I look at my hand right now, I don't really have a way to do something. The human's gonna be at 1 counter. What I'm gonna say is we're gonna tap 5 like this. And because our human's going away, we might as well just attack with her. So we're gonna play the 10th Doctor, okay? So, also, with the girl in the fireplace, it says whenever a creature we control deals combat damage to a player this turn, we're gonna time travel. So let's just act like we're doing that. So what's gonna happen is we're gonna go to combat. We're gonna attack someone with our human noble. Okay. Now, let's say that deals damage, right? Lucky for us. Now we're gonna time travel. So time traveling means that I get to manipulate all of the time counters on the board. So I'm gonna choose to put an extra time counter on the fireplace. I'm gonna put an extra time counter on my human noble, so she's still noble and she stays here for much more time. But actually, new players, I think I actually misplayed here, because the human noble on attacking is actually supposed to cause us to exile cards on top of our library from the 10th Doctor. So we need to exile cards first because of the 10th Doctor. So we're going to exile 4 Nox. So 4 Nox is going to enter the battlefield. We'll grab a dice. Because of the 10th Doctor, 4 Nox is going to gain 3 time counters. So this card is now suspended. Okay. And now what we're going to do is deal damage with our human noble. We're going to bring this up to 2. We're going to bring this up to 2. We're going to bring this down by 1. And then we're going to bring this down by 1. And because this went down, this is going to trigger again. So we're going to scry. We have the moment. So this card seems really intense. I'm just going to choose to put this on the bottom because I don't think this is the moment for that card. We gain 1 life out of that, and then what we're gonna do is pass the turn. And now, what we're gonna do is untap all of our creatures. This is gonna go down by 1 again. This is gonna go down by 1 during the upkeep. This is gonna go down by 1. Keeping in mind, new players, how I'm having to manage all the time counters every turn. We're gonna scry into irrigated farmland. I have a land in my hand, so we're just gonna put this onto the bottom, and then we're gonna draw for turn into another land, which is the land that we're gonna play this turn. A girl in the fireplace is supposed to go in the graveyard last turn, so we're gonna put that into the graveyard. And now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 mana. Keep in mind, guys, that we can pay 7 mana to time travel 3 times with the 10th Doctor. What we're gonna do is go to combat, and we're going to attack with the 10th Doctor. We'll keep our human noble back. We're gonna then attack with this. He has horsemanship because of the horse, so technically he can't be blocked. We're gonna now exile cards until we find a non-land, which is Wilfred Mott, sub Will. Will's gonna get 3 time counters on himself. Exotic Orchard is going to go to the bottom of the library. It's gonna be exiled because it says to exile the cards. So we're gonna exile the Exotic Orchard, and now we're gonna have Wilfred Mott chilling there looking like how he looks. And then now we'll go to our second main phase. What we do is play our Evolving Wilds. We'll sacrifice our Evolving Wilds. Keep in mind, new players, look at, like, my mind is having a difficult time keeping track of all these things that are happening. So like I was saying in the review, keep in mind that it may be more advantageous for you to just buy a commander deck that is much more simple than this. There are tons of reviews on the channel of other commander decks for you to get into. If you want to just buy this because you enjoy Doctor Who, you can totally do that and you can learn how to play. I just think that there's so much going on right now that this would be, for, if I was imagining myself new playing this game, I would have a really difficult time managing all these things that are going on. So what we're going to do is pay 2 mana. We're going to get Rose Tyler onto the battlefield. And then, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Actually, no, we're not going to play Rose Tyler right now. We're going to use that 2 mana, and let's just time travel, guys. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is going to be such a big play that's going to help us out later on. We might as well time travel while we can. So because we're time traveling, I'm gonna choose to put 3 counters on this so we keep our human noble. We're gonna remove the time counters from this so we get our 4 knocks, which means next turn this is gonna draw a card. This is gonna get 4 time counters on it. Keeping in mind that this is also gonna buff Rose Tyler. I'm gonna remove 3 time counters from Wilfred Mott, so Wilfred Mott's gonna enter the battlefield and he's gonna be ready to do things looking all creeped out. And then what we're gonna do is put 3 time counters, most importantly, on the rotating fireplace, which is going to allow us to tap for 5 mana on this card, which is amazing, which is really huge actually. So then what we're gonna do now is just pass a turn. Let's say somebody destroys all of the creatures on the board with a board wipe. So we're gonna lose Wilfred. That's why he was looking like he was looking with that face. We're gonna lose our horse, and then our noble human is no longer existing. We will untap. I didn't do anything with regenerations restored with the time counters during the time traveling thing. So let's just keep it that way. That's fine. We could have scryed 3 times over here and got closer to taking an extra turn. I would prefer just the consistent scry. I'm not too concerned about the extra turns, but if you want to do the extra turn things, you know, you are more than, let's just do that. So we'll remove a time counter, we'll scry the sonic screwdriver again. We really want to have that card apparently. We'll remove another one, we'll scry Donna Noble. We had that earlier. And then we'll scry one more time. And the moment, dude, how did I even shuffle? And then I don't even know what just happened there. So I gotta shuffle better. So we're doing that, and then we're gonna draw for turn, which is the irrigated farmland that we scried earlier. I guess I just cut it poorly. And now we have 3 permanents in play with time counters on it. So let's tap 1. Let's tap 1 in a red. And we'll get Rose Tyler onto the battlefield, the star of the show. We'll tap the rotating fireplace for 5 mana. We'll use 2 of it to play the psychic paper, and 2 to equip Rose Tyler. She's not attacking this turn, but it's whatever. And then what we're gonna do is just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We would need 1 more mana. We're supposed to draw a card off of the 4 knocks, which is a Frostboil Snarl, which is a land that we can play, but it's gonna enter tapped because we don't have an island or a mountain in our hand. And this is also gonna go down. This was also supposed to go down again. Man, this deck, but you guys see what's happening, right? Next turn, we're gonna untap, we're gonna then draw, right? We have a run for your life. But more importantly, like, we're gonna be able to go to attack. When she attacks, she's gonna get 3 of those counters. She's gonna be unblockable, so we're gonna be able to deal a 5 damage to somebody, which is not a little bit of damage. We could replay our commander. We could then, the next turn after that, well, we would replay this, attack this. He would exile until we find a Kraken Time. Kraken Time would be suspended. And you're seeing like how this is going now. Because then technically, like, we could then Timey Wimey, time travel, put this into play immediately before we attack. Attack with Rose Tyler again. She would get 1, 2, 3, 4 counters that turn, making her 9 damage. And then it's just this slow creep up until we're dealing like, okay, I'm attacking with Rose Tyler now, and now it's 15 damage, or now it's 17 damage. Keeping in mind, new players, that if you deal 21 points of damage to a player with a commander, you knock them out of the game. And I really feel like this commander deck is really based on the 10th Doctor supplying cards to put cards onto the battlefield so that you can just like knock things out or knock people out with Rose Tyler. Like, Rose Tyler is your win condition. So be very careful and very wise with the times that you play Rose Tyler. Only play her when I have a board state set up where she's immediately going to gain benefits from attacking. Otherwise, keep her in the command zone. Like if I play an entire game and never play Rose Tyler, to me, that is more worth than just playing her without having anything set up. If I don't ever get the opportunity to set anything up, then that's whatever. But my point is, like, just keep her safe. That's the most important thing. Okay, so that's going to be the the guide for this commander deck. Keep in mind that we do have guides for all of the other Doctor Who commander decks as well. If you have any questions, you can leave them in the comment section below. Okay, so whenever I end these videos, I always say the same thing. Always remember, eat healthy, okay? Work out every single day. And most importantly, you guys got to remember to believe in yourself. All right? Peace out, people.